Sure, I do believe it. Creativity is an addiction. You can talk with a lot of creative people, and when they really do open their heart up to the idea, they'll go, yeah, but it's not a bad thing. You're right. It's not a bad thing, but a lot of people have turned it into a bad thing. Learning to build up that relationship and that trust with your creative level is what it's all about. Creativity is an addiction. So make friends with it. Listen to it. Build with it. Unplug, because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally uncut, because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. I wish you could be sitting right here in this studio looking outside to this forest. Yesterday, we were blasted with snow, sleet, and freeze rain. And today, everything is just beautiful. It's a blizzard white canvas outside the studio. And there is a 6-point buck right there, looking around, just saying, my God, this is beautiful. So this moment that we're going to be talking about is actually being shared with nature in so many different things. And that's what I love about being present in this place called now, because the deer, the 6-point buck, just feels like, I'm going to go hang out with the poet, the writer, the podcaster. I'm going to just go hang out outside his window and see what he talks about today. He's getting a live shot of this kind of action. Oh, I needed this picture this morning. Oh, my God, I needed this 6-point buck. I mean, I am amazed at the number of radio dreams that I'm still having. Radio dreams aren't happy places. It's being on the air, and you just have this endless amount of bad luck happening, like endless amounts of dead air, or you can't find the music, you can't find the commercials you're going into. Somebody's running into the studio, they're calling you, like you suck. They say things like that. Those are bad radio dreams, and it just really doesn't fit well inside the way that I process these moving pictures late at night. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I also have grocery store dreams as well, because I'm part of a grocery store chain. Therefore, I can't be the only one who is going through this. My PTSD with terrestrial radio is not just that. There's something that goes and grows deeper than that. These movie makers that are putting things inside my head are creating a downfall. So the question is, what is the inner core trying to say? And if you think I'm the only one going through this, you are so sadly mistaken. We all go through this. The inner core, what is it trying to say? Is it trying to correct the potential of something going wrong? Now, research shows that fear plays a huge role, as does PTSD on a personal level. I can't imagine what CPAs are going through during this tax season. Well, what about firefighters who've now retired? School teachers in classrooms and those that have left the business? What are they dreaming late at night? See, once again, I'm not the only one going through this, but what we need to change here is that I don't need to be the only one that wants to talk about it, to put it out here in the open. Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer. This is the stuff that you've got to be truthful and transparent with, not only with yourself, but those that grow around you. This is The Daily Mess. My wife shared something with me this morning, and that's what I love about growing more in maturity with my wife, as we've been together for 29 years, is that we aren't afraid to share conversations. And today, she shared something with me while I was writing. She just giggled about it, and she goes, "Did you hear what Betty White said?" And this is what she said: "If you could have any two people, dead or alive, over for dinner, what would you serve?" I'm going to give you that Betty White quote one more time, okay? If you could have any two people, dead or alive, over for dinner, what would you serve? I sat there as a writer, and I thought, but I didn't think too long, because the answer that instantly came to me, because I'm a stream thinker, I believe in the presence of now. My answer to that question, here it is again. If you could have any two people, dead or alive, over for dinner, what would you serve? My answer? Conversation. Food for thought. I mean, maybe it's just me, but it always feels like once dinner has been served, the next step is to get ready to go home. Conversation is relationship. It's growing stronger in the presence of allowing dinner to be less of the climax. Learning to laugh without food around, listening while sipping on tea, coffee, or wine, sharing points of view and experiences, it deepens the moment of your togetherness. Conversations. So I'd like to turn that Betty White quote around. If you could invite any two people, dead or alive, over for dinner, what would you talk about? I sat there as the writer. I sat there as the 43-year veteran of broadcasting. I sat there. And I had to think about that. If you could invite any two people, dead or alive, over, what would you talk about? I'm struggling with this. And the reason why is because my biggest weakness is my greatest strength. I'm an interviewer by profession. What would I talk about without it being an interview? What about your profession? Does it get in the way of the way that you build conversations? Are you always thinking about your job when you're stuck with people? Do you sit there while you're in a circle of thought and you're going, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up? You're telling the person in front of you mentally, shut up, shut up, shut up. What do you think your face is doing? That's been one of the greatest things that I've really loved about wearing these masks during this coronavirus. And that is that I have learned to stare into the windows of your soul so that when you're telling me to shut up, shut up, shut up, I'm going to, because I'm going to build a conversation somewhere else. But my goal, though, is to stop interviewing and have a conversation. Maybe you've got the same issue. Have the talk. Don't go in there seeking answers because, you're just going to gossip a little bit after it's gone. I'm Arroe, and that's the Daily Mess.